Grace Gives is an opportunity for us to give back to our quilting community, to just say thank you for all the great things that they have done for us.
We had several submissions that were compelling, that were heart-wrenching, that were so interesting to hear everyone's background and why they wanted to submit themselves or someone else for this experience.
And there was one nomination that stood out the most from April Schmidt. She nominated her hardworking, loving mother, Cheryl.
My daughter, April, had called me and had entered me in a focus group. So I said, what?
And so we got them on a call to give them a gift. I'm Justice Daniels, the Director of Marketing here at Grace Company, and we're pretty excited to be able to talk to y'all today. So Cheryl, I don't know if you know this or not, I'm hoping you don't, but you've actually been nominated to win something. So you're not here for a focus group, but someone's nominated you because you're amazing, quite frankly.
Oh my God.
And so what we're actually offering you is all expenses paid trip out here to Grace Company in Salt Lake City, Utah for a day to spend with our education team and learn a little bit more about quilting. And
my gosh. I thought everybody was joking me. I really did. It's like, no, this can't be happening. But I was so excited.
We're almost to the airport and it's gonna be so fun! Woo!
Sabrina came with me to pick Cheryl up from the airport and we were so excited to meet her. When we saw her, she just had the biggest smile on her face.
Cheryl got here bright and early in the morning, and I got to take her around to tour the facility, introduce her to many of the members of our team. Her energy and her excitement was contagious, and we just could not wait to get her in the studio and get her started.
So one of the things I think is really important is just the idea of color theory. And learning to lay out your quilt
I've been
blocks.
quilting for 5 or 6 years. I haven't done piecing. And I think a lot of it is just being afraid to try it, just not very much self-confidence.
One thing she said that she wanted to learn was how to do different kind of star points.
Blocks and stripes are mainly what I've been doing. So definitely want to expand. When you get going on one, do you ever run out of what you were needed an extra piece or something, and then you can't?
We started out with some piecing, some basic half square triangles and some flying geese, and we taught her how to use the True Cut system.
Probably the most frustrating part was chain piecing, because I'm not used to that. I'm used to cutting every piece and then going on. Once I got the hang of it, it's a lot easier and it's a lot faster. Saves you time.
We had an opportunity to make the Sawtooth Star, to make the Ohio Star, and we did it alongside her. So we had the two machines going.
We really wanted this experience to feel like a small little quilt guild, so she could really experience what it's like to quilt with many quilters at the same time. And so there was like 3 of us, and we all had little projects that we were working on while Cheryl was learning some of her techniques.
Sabrina made sure to teach her how to nest her seams and how to press her blocks in a way that your points will line up, how to pin in the correct ways. I showed her how to mark the centers, corner to corner of your square, overlap your smaller squares, how to press them open, and continue that process until you have your 4 at a time flying geese, and then how to trim them.
My favorite part so far has been the star, doing the star part. I've always wanted to do that. So now we know how to do it.
We got through our piecing and it was fun. I got to learn something just as much as Cheryl did.
And one of the things that she also wanted to learn about was how to bind a quilt. How do you finish this when you're done quilting and all of that?
And quilt binding is one of my favorite things. I love striped binding.
Sabrina was amazing in showing her how to use stripe binding and getting those stripes perfect.
And I am just gonna press this little perfect seam.
Being able to have those ends meet up perfectly was the most satisfying thing in the world.
Oh, I'm so excited. I
That's because I'm here.
It is. You're a good luck charm, Cheryl.
We ended up taking her out to lunch.
For dinner, we took her to a local pizza shop.
You're introducing
Cheryl to classic Salt Lake pizza. I'm a bakery snob, and there's this bakery that is my favorite, and so we're gonna show her not just the savory side of Salt Lake, but the sweet side of Salt Lake as well. We took her to a local quilt shop, and she just kind of got to see what there is and where we had bought some of her fabric for this experience.
There's not a lot of quilt shops near her, and I think it was a good hour or two away if she wanted to go to a nice one. So she really enjoyed that experience of seeing at least one of our quilt shops in the area. Cheryl likes to give all her projects away. Although she's got a few, I know she was like, I'm not giving this away. But one of the stories that just really spoke to me and hit me hard in the heart was when she talked about this quilt that she made for this little girl.
I have a neighbor that her little girl has cancer. So I made her one just last week and took over to her. She was crying, she was so excited. She hugged me, wouldn't let go of me. The little girl's only probably 6. It was just amazing.
She kind of started this journey a little bit later in life, as did I, and so I really kind of resonated with that. And she loved watching her mother sew, and her daughter is a really avid sewer. So her daughter doesn't live anywhere near her, but with Cheryl getting into sewing, she was her go-to girl.
She's definitely deserving. She's taking care of 2 of her grandkids, and she's deserving. She needs it, and God love her. I live in Louisiana, and I just can't teach her from over the phone.
Having that connection to quilting with family and really wanting to continue to do that tradition in the family, and then how she was giving things away and doing what she could do, it just made us really want to bring Cheryl in and show her some of those things where she was struggling so that she could learn to make more complicated blocks and learn how to bind and learn how to finish a quilt from start to finish.
In the middle of the day, Devin came in and sprung a surprise on Cheryl.
Cheryl, I am just really excited to get to sit down with you for a minute. It's been so fun hearing your story, getting to know you a little bit, getting to know your daughter who nominated you. It's just been a really great time getting to know you. We actually have one more surprise that we wanted to let you know about, if that's okay. Are you ready for it? We are going to be sending you a little rebel and a cutie of your very own.
You guys.
We are.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It's our pleasure. We are just so excited to be able to share this with you so that you can go home, you can continue to quilt, you can continue to learn and grow, and I know all of our educators are just so excited to help you out.
Oh, I was so shocked. I'm amazed by that. I still am. I still don't believe it. It's wonderful.
All day she had been talking about how great the little rebel is and how nice it was to sew on that machine. And when we were able to gift that to her, the look of surprise and gratitude on her face was incredible.
Cheryl started crying, and then I started crying, and I looked at Sabrina, and Sabrina was crying, and so was Angelique, and all of us were just in tears.
I would say the hardest thing for me was sitting there knowing the whole day that we had that surprise for her. Devin came in, gave the surprise, and I could finally shine. I got to be the one to show her how to use her cutie and her rebel setup, and kind of showed her a few moves on that cutie frame to do her own quilting. She said that she does draw, she's a bit of an artist, so I just know she is going to take to free motion quilting like fish does to water.
Our goal by the end of the day is, no matter what, we needed to make sure that Cheryl learned how to use the little rebel and the cutie so that when she got them at home, that she would be successful with her quilting experience.
When I was working with her with the quilting, she took to that real easy. She was a little nervous, as everybody is, and it was just really encouraging her to go for it and practice, which is what we tell everybody. But she just seemed so excited to get home, get the stuff, and get the quilts that we had started with her finished.
I found this bunny at a store, and I thought, I want to make a blanket with that. Because I just thought it was just so so cute.
Cheryl had found some really awesome panels that she wanted to show us, and she had these quilts that she had added to the panels. She had sewn on with jelly rolls and made a strip quilt.
Her selection of colors really was fun. She liked bright colors. So she's really into like traditional but non-traditional as well. It was really, really fun to see some of the things that she's already tried, from panels to stripes, and how far she had gotten into some of that.
It was really fun to see her skill level at the beginning versus what she could accomplish by the end of her educational experience.
It has probably been one of my favorite experiences here at Grace Company, to be a part of that and get to witness that and see that we so much care about our quilters, that we're willing to do segments like this, like the Grace Gives, and bring them in. And I'm just so happy to have been a part of that. About a week after Cheryl's visit, she sent us this beautiful card, and she just had the nicest things to say about her experience here that I wanted to share that with you. She says, "Thank you." It's a thank you card. "Grace Company, I want to thank everyone for the wonderful experience that you gave me. Everyone was great. I learned so much by being there. I finished my quilt, so that's great news. My husband said he could tell I had a very learning experience. Y'all were so kind and supportive. My favorite part was sitting around with all of you and just learning. Again, thank you, Grace Company, for the wonderful experience. I am hoping to one day come back, and thanks for everything you've done. I will never forget this."
This experience hopefully showed her, like, hey, you can do it, and you can do it on your own, and you are a great quilter, and you can only learn more from here. She was just smiling the entire time, like ear to ear. I just feel so grateful that I was able to just get to know Cheryl and her light and her spirit, because she truly is one of the greatest people. For Grace Gives, this was the first time that we had given someone an educational experience by bringing them to our corporate headquarters and just tailoring their experience to them. And just from an outsider perspective, it was the best experience, not just to be able to just be there and watch Cheryl learn and grow, but getting to know someone that I never would have met.
Teaching is one of my favorite things in the entire world. And having the opportunity to teach someone who actually wanted to learn was incredible. To see someone in a completely other state, halfway across the country, learning from us and wanting to get to know us, our techniques, everything we had to offer, was truly incredible.
It's been so much fun. I feel like I've learned a lot. The girls have really, really helped. Loved it here. I really did. I had a great time. From the time I've gotten here, it's just been amazing. Everybody's just been very helpful, showing me just all kinds of stuff of shortcuts that I didn't know. Doing some things that I didn't know. This is a quilt that I finished, and it really wasn't as hard as I thought it was. But when I got it done, it made me feel real excited that I did it. I would like to thank you guys for everything. It's just unbelievable. I never expected all this.